Good morning. Thank you for joining me in this morning mindfulness practice. I've been reading Neville Goddard's The Power of Awareness and how important it is to have a goal, a target for your subconscious mind, because your unconscious level of mind is always looking for something, looking for what you're thinking about. So if you're thinking about negativity and not enough, if you're worried about what could happen, you're actually attracting that into your life. Subconsciously, your mind is looking for what's wrong. And of course, being a human being, we're always looking for threats in the environment. What's wrong? What could happen? What could keep us safe? But that keeps us in survival mode. I spent most of my life living in survival, and I think most people do. And that's not a beautiful, wonderful, refreshing way of living. Wouldn't it be lovely to just imagine that the best in life is yours and then it comes to you? Well, it's kind of how it works, but it's not really that easy. We're, we're on this planet to create, to co-create our lives with the Creator, with God, with universal intelligence, with source energy. Whatever you believe in and whatever you believe is what's happening to you. So you can have a desire for something, and then if you share it with another person, you might say, "Oh, I would love to do that." And they say, "Why would you want that?" And you say, "Oh, yeah, I guess it's not really that important." But if it's important to you, that means it's meant for you. It excites you. It's something you really want. You have a desire, and even if no one else shares your desire, it doesn't matter because they desire something different. What you desire is meant for you, no matter how big and crazy other people think it is, and no matter how big and scary you think it's going to be to go after it. Neville Goddard says, "The changes which take place in your life as a result of your changed concept of yourself always appear to unenlightened people to be the result of chance, outer cause, or coincidence. They don't realize it's because of a change of your consciousness. The only fate governing your life is the fate determined by your own concepts, your own assumptions. For an assumption, even though it's false, even though at the beginning you might say, "Oh, I'm so happy to be in love," and there's no evidence of that. If you practice thinking it and feeling it and writing about it, imagining what that would be like, if you persist in thinking and feeling that way, and then you start figuring out how to act that way in real life, then real life reflects that back to you. Neville says, "However, the only fate governing your life is the fate determined by your own concepts, your own assumptions. For an assumption, though false, if persisted in, will harden into fact. It becomes your reality. Reality is the last stage. First, you sit quietly, you let go of other distractions, and you spend a few minutes in your powerful imagination, imagining what that would be like to be loved, to be in love, to be sharing your life with someone who cherishes you. It's not a fairy tale. What would it be like? What do you think it would be like to share your bed, to share your kitchen, to share your living space, to share your adventures, to share your problems, to share your joys and adventures and vacations and joys and sorrows? What would that mean to you to have someone supporting you and you support them? What would that feel like? Rather than looking around and being jealous that you see other people in that space, start treating yourself the way you want to be treated. And as you love yourself and you feel good about yourself, you start to project a glow of love, and you become desirable to the person who is looking for you. The universe will hook you up. The right person will come into your life at the right time because you are ready. You exude love. You feel good about yourself. You know that you were created perfectly. You were created in God's image, and you are perfect just as you are. And you tell yourself that. So even if for years you've been beating yourself up and calling yourself stupid or ugly, you start changing the words that you use. I am happy, I am healthy, I am loved, I am respected. Whatever you want to feel, and then you spend time just allowing your imagination to kick in and to decide, what do I really, really want? Some people love their single life and want to spend their life being single. And some people are looking in all the wrong places for love. When you love who you are and you exude confidence and self-respect, and you're content with life and love, but you desire something more, if you persist in believing I am, that shows up in your reality. Neville says the ideal you seek and hope to attain will not manifest itself, will not be realized by you until you have imagined that you are already that ideal. You have to imagine it first. You have to believe it first. You have to know that it's meant for you. You have to embody that, and then life reflects that to you. There is no escape for you except by a radical psychological transformation of yourself, except by your assumption of the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Therefore, make results or accomplishments the crucial test of your ability to use your imagination. Everything depends on your attitude towards yourself. That which you will not affirm as true of yourself can never be realized by you, for that attitude alone is the necessary condition by which you realize your goal. So your goal can be being in a loving, caring, loyal relationship. It can be having a beautiful new business that you are serving people and creating jobs and changing the world. There is a major shakeup in the world right now. When you look around the economy, the political state, the world is in the midst of a huge shakeup. You need to decide what you really want and believe that it's possible. We're not going back to the old days. We're not going back to the days of horses and carriages. We're not going back to the days of living life by candlelight. And we're not going back to the days of the 1900s or the 1800s or the 1600s. We are moving fast into a different world, a different life. What you want for yourself: peace, joy, love, harmony, financial abundance, the ability to create the life that you desire. First, you must imagine. It's not fantasy, but it starts out in your mind. And when you plant that ideal in your heart and you start to take action to move in that direction, the old life must die. It must disappear. You can't drag the past into the future with you. Unchain your old beliefs. You must imagine that you are already experiencing the life that you desire: the love, the wealth, the influence, the security, the happiness, the freedom to enjoy your life. You must abandon the old beliefs. You must assume the feeling of the fulfillment of your desire until you are possessed by it. And that feeling will crowd out all other ideas out of your conscious mind, and you will get ideas, hunches. You will do things differently, even if it scares you. And then the world opens up and becomes the vision that you desire. Neville Goddard says, the man who is not prepared for the conscious plunge into the assumption of the wish fulfilled in the faith that it is the only way to realization of his dream is not yet ready to live consciously by the law of assumption, although there is no doubt that he does live by the law of assumption unconsciously. But for you who accept this principle and are ready to live by consciously assuming that your wish is already fulfilled, the adventure of life begins. To reach a higher level of being, you must assume a higher concept of yourself. What would it be like? What would it feel like? What would you be doing once you've attained your ideal? Don't play small. Imagine that you are doing what you want to be doing. Maybe that hasn't even been invented yet. But if you look back at the past 5 years, how life has changed faster than the past century. We're moving into even faster change. You must believe that you are what you want to be and let go of any way that it has to show up. It will show up the way it's meant to show up. You can't even possibly imagine the road to your goal, how it's going to happen, because your conscious mind is such a small fraction of who you are. Your conscious thinking, educated mind is estimated to be between 2 and 5% of who you are. Your unconscious, subconscious, emotional mind, that means it's 95 to 98%. It's unseen. Your conscious mind can never figure out all the steps, all the path. It's like driving from Alaska to Florida and thinking you know every detour, every stoplight, every problem, every stop along the way. You're not. You just program the GPS in your vehicle and start driving. And that guidance system will lead you around obstacles. You have an inner GPS system that will lead you step by step to your desire. But you must program it, you must target it, you must decide what is the destination, what is the ideal, what do I want, who am I going to be, what version of me shows up, what version of you has that beautiful, loving relationship and all the wealth you need to do what you want to do. Not to worry that you're taking from anyone else, because everyone can create what they want. It's just that most people are focused on lack and limitation. You focus on your desire and the way will be shown. Neville Goddard says, if you do not believe that you are the person you want to be, then you remain the way you are. Through the faithful, systematic cultivation of the feeling of the wish fulfilled, desire becomes the promise of its own fulfillment. The assumption of the feeling of the wish fulfilled makes the future dream a present fact. Don't think about doing this tomorrow. Don't think about doing what you want 5 years from now. Imagine that it's here now. You are that person. You've created that life. Who are you? You are a divine spirit. You've been gifted with an intellect, with intellectual faculties, imagination, to dream what other people would say is impossible. And you might even say to yourself, oh, I couldn't, I can't, it's too much, it's too big. If you have a desire that is meant for you, you wouldn't have the idea unless it's yours. Get out of your comfort zone and start doing what you want to do. You'll make mistakes, you'll fail, but isn't that how everything is learned? You learned how to walk. Maybe you learned how to swim. And if you didn't, it's because you held yourself back because you were too afraid. Don't let fear stand in your way of living the life that you desire. Fear is invisible. It's an energy that when you face it, it disappears. Faith is also invisible. But when you have faith that you are a divine spiritual being and you're living in a physical body, and through your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions, you create the life that you're living. When you look around at what you already have, you created that. It became part of your life, either because you really wanted it and went after it, or because you settled, or because you allowed things to be the way they are. When you decide that you want something, and right now it's invisible, it's a deep desire in your heart, I want you to take a piece of paper and a pen and sit down and write about it. What do you truly desire? There's a fantasy, a dream, a wish, a goal, an outcome that you want, something that you don't have yet that you've been talking about it. I'll be happy when that happens. If only I could do that. Wow, look at what that person is doing, but I could never do that. Stop talking yourself out of it. Write down what you want, the deepest desire in your heart. It doesn't matter if it's money, but don't say you want money to get out of debt. That's the worst goal you could have, because when you're thinking debt, you actually attract more. You want to think prosperity. If you want to be loved and love, you have to be loving. You have to be happy and healthy. No one wants to spend the rest of their life with someone who is miserable and always talking about the craziness going on in the world. What would life be like? Happy, healthy, loving, enjoying. You must embody that spirit. You must enjoy your life. You must feel what it's like. You are blessed. You are abundantly blessed. You are richly blessed. Start acting like it. Write down what you want. A healthy, happy, joyful, long, fulfilling life. Whether you're retired and money is flowing in, or you are fulfilling work that you've always wanted to do, that you love it so much that the days fly by because you enjoy your work. What purpose do you want to fulfill? When you love the work that you do, it doesn't feel hard and laborious. It's joyful. You can't wait to do it. Whether money is flowing in through the work that you do or another means, just enjoy in your mind and write about what you will be doing when you have all the money, all the love, all the time. You're fulfilling your purpose. What does that wish fulfilled feel like? If you were to write, you can write a story, a script, a play. Just journal everything that comes to mind now that you're living your ideal desire. How does your body feel? You're healthy, you're happy, you are doing the work that you love, you're sharing your life with your loved ones. Write it out. As you're writing and imagining it, you should be getting into an energetic vibration of how fantastic that is. And write about it as if it's already here. It's in the present tense. I am so grateful. Wow, I can't believe this is my life. I am so happy now that. You should be getting goosebumps as you write about your fantastic life. And don't worry about what other people think of you. Just focus on your desire, and you will attract all the people, all the resources, all the conditions to match that beautiful desire. We live in a vibrational world, and you are a vibrational, energetic spirit. You're attracting whatever you're in harmony with. Make it big and beautiful. Write about it just as you wish it to be. And then let go of the how. Don't worry about how long it's going to take, or if it's going to happen, or when it's going to come. Put away your worries, your anxieties, your fears. Spend a couple of minutes feeling how wonderful your desire is now that it's here, it's done, you're living it. If you do this every day, I promise you that will become your life. But it takes you getting into the feeling, and when an idea comes, acting on that idea. Thoughts plus feelings plus actions equal your desired reality. You make it real when you act as if it's already done. You wouldn't be worrying, you wouldn't be doubting, you'd just be enjoying. Your life is exactly the way you want it to be. How does that feel? When you get an idea to do something, if it scares you a little, but it's coming from your intuition, trust it. That'll be the next step to prepare you to receive your deepest desire. Thank you for joining me in this morning mindfulness practice. Create that picture of what you want. Get into the vibrational energy of it already being done, and then go do something that matches that end result, and it will show up in your life. Thank you for joining me in this morning mindfulness practice. Enjoy your day, and I'll see you back here tomorrow morning at 7. Thank you.